We gather here tonight to bring women back to their rightful place.
The Testaments, a new Hulu original series from the executive producers of The Handmaid's Tale.
It's easier to accept a story than believe that the people around you are monsters.
The battle isn't over.
There comes a time when you have to take action, when you have to choose your own destiny.
Never quite as it seems.
Watch the new Hulu original series, The Testaments, streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
What does it mean to truly cultivate the best in yourself? Do you celebrate your strengths, or are you often more focused on being critical of your weaknesses? And when life gets tough, do you lean into your personal growth, or do you retreat into old habits? Well, that's what I'm talking about in this episode. How to proactively develop the best in yourself so you can align more with your strengths and live a life that feels balanced and fulfilling. Ready to take the first step towards nurturing the best version of yourself? Then let's talk. Hello and welcome back to the Let's Talk About Mental Health podcast, the independent show full of simple ideas for better mental health. And thanks for joining me. If you're new here, then hi, I'm Jeremy Godwin, podcast creator and writer, and this isn't another show full of interviews or random opinions. I'm also a mental health counsellor, and each week I teach you practical and effective ways to improve your mental well-being, all based on quality research, as well as my own experience of learning to live with anxiety and depression, after a breakdown in 2011 that changed my life. This is episode 253, and today I'll be talking about what cultivating the best in yourself means, why it matters, and how to do it. So, let's talk. You've got to love yourself first, people say. But what does that really mean? We hear it a lot, but self-love and cultivating the best in yourself is so much more than just repeating affirmations or trying to be perfect. It's about learning to embrace who you are, your strengths, your quirks, and even your imperfections, and allowing yourself to grow in a way that feels meaningful to you. Think of it like building a solid foundation. It's not about making everything look flawless on the outside, but about strengthening the core of who you are so that you feel more resilient and capable. This idea of cultivating the best in yourself is central to better mental health. When you focus on your growth, on nurturing your values and passions, you're creating a sense of alignment in your life. That's when things start to feel more fulfilling and less chaotic, because you're investing in what truly matters to you. Today we'll explore what it really means to cultivate the best in yourself and how doing so can positively impact your mental well-being. By the end of this episode, you'll see that it's not about striving for some unreachable ideal, but about taking simple and intentional steps to be the best version of yourself on your own terms. So, let's start with some definitions and let's talk about what cultivating the best in yourself means. Alright, so cultivating the best in yourself is about actively choosing to nurture your strengths, values, and potential, and then allowing those aspects to guide how you live your life. It's the process of consciously deciding to focus on what makes you feel like the best version of yourself, whether that's your kindness, your creativity, your strength, or anything else you value deeply. When you cultivate the best in yourself, you're making a commitment to grow, to improve, and to be intentional about how you show up in the world, for others and for yourself. It's about acknowledging your potential and your imperfections, and then working towards being more aligned with your strengths rather than your so-called weaknesses. On a practical level, cultivating the best in yourself is about identifying what makes you feel proud, empowered, or at peace, and then making time for those things in your daily life. For example, if one of your strengths is compassion, then you might choose to focus on how you can show more empathy and understanding in your relationships. Or if creativity is something that makes you feel fulfilled, you might carve out time each week to explore that through a hobby, art, or writing. It's about finding ways to prioritize the things that bring out the best in you. That could mean setting boundaries that protect your energy, learning new skills that help you grow, or even just making time daily to reflect and ensure you're living in a way that feels true to who you want to be. In a mental health context, it's about recognizing how your mindset and habits influence your well-being. When you're actively focused on bringing out your best qualities, you're less likely to be overwhelmed by self-doubt or negativity because you're investing your energy in growth rather than in criticism. So, for example, that might mean reframing challenges as opportunities to grow rather than seeing them as failures. Cultivating the best in yourself isn't about perfection. It's about progress. When you put effort into growing the qualities that support your well-being, you're better equipped to handle life's ups and downs with a sense of balance. On that note, you'll often hear people, myself included, say, be the best version of yourself possible, which can sometimes feel overwhelming or imply that you're never enough as you are, which can add unnecessary pressure. A more balanced and pragmatic way to think about it is focus on growing into the most authentic and fulfilled version of yourself. So this shifts the focus from trying to reach some unattainable idea of perfection to simply working on becoming more aligned with your values, your strengths, and what brings you satisfaction. Personal growth isn't about becoming someone different or better, but about deepening your connection to who you already are. It's a process of nurturing the qualities that make you feel content and purposeful without the pressure of constantly measuring yourself against external standards or ideals, which helps you grow in a way that's sustainable, realistic, and true to you. So, now let's talk about why cultivating the best in yourself matters. And it's important because it allows you to live a more purposeful and fulfilling life. When you consciously work on nurturing your strengths, values, priorities, and passions, you're aligning your actions with what truly matters to you, which gives your life direction and clarity, and it helps you to feel more grounded and in control. It's about being intentional in your growth, consciously choosing to grow in ways that enhance your happiness, relationships, and overall life satisfaction. In more general terms, when you focus on cultivating your best qualities, you tend to feel more confident and capable. It becomes easier to set goals and make decisions that reflect your true desires rather than feeling lost or swayed by outside pressures. You start to act in ways that are more consistent with your values, which can have a positive ripple effect on other aspects of your life, including your relationships, your work, and your sense of purpose. And it helps you create a life that feels more authentic and meaningful because it's built around your core strengths and passions. From a mental health perspective, cultivating the best in yourself encourages a mindset of growth and resilience. When you're focused on developing your strengths and working towards meaningful goals, you're less likely to get caught up in negative self-talk or self-doubt. Instead, you're actively investing in your well-being by reinforcing positive habits, thoughts, and behaviors. This shift in focus can make it easier to manage stress and challenges because you're coming from a place of self-empowerment rather than self-criticism. One of the key mental health benefits is that it encourages self-compassion. When you're consciously working to bring out your best, you're more likely to treat yourself with kindness and understanding, even when things don't go perfectly. It's a way of acknowledging that personal growth is an ongoing journey, not a destination, which can reduce the feelings of frustration or anxiety that come from setting unrealistic expectations. Instead of focusing on what you're lacking, you focus on what you can build and develop, which boosts your sense of control and reduces feelings of helplessness or inadequacy. Actively cultivating the best in yourself helps to build resilience so you're better equipped to handle setbacks because you've developed the tools and mindsets to navigate challenges. And it can lead to a stronger sense of self-worth as well as greater self-awareness. Plus, it can improve your relationships with others since you're likely to bring more positivity and understanding into your interactions. Ultimately, it's about feeling like you're living a life that's true to who you are. So how do you do that? Well, let's first take a quick break to hear from the brands who help me create this show each week.
Are your ad campaigns lighting up the dashboard, but not the pipeline? That's bullspend, and marketers are calling it out in Dashboard Confessions.
My boss asked for results, so I opened my dashboard for the only positive-sounding metric I had: impressions.
Cut the bull spend. See revenue, not just reach. LinkedIn delivers the highest return on ad spend of major ad networks. Advertise on LinkedIn. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a $250 credit. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
REI has ultralight backpacking gear. So for you gram counters and ounce shavers, we made this ad ultralight with a base weight of just 13 seconds. The next 17 seconds, pure trail. Find more with less in-store and at rei.com.
Your favorite local grocery stores like Kroger, Ralph's, Fred Meyer, and more are now delivering on Uber Eats. Get 40% off your order of fresh, quality ingredients. Whether you just got home to an empty fridge or suddenly got a craving to whip up something new, you can get everything you need delivered in as little as 25 minutes. Get 40% off your order with code Kroger2026. Plus, members get $0 delivery fees. Order now on Uber Eats. Orders of $30 or more save up to $25. Ends 4/30/26. See app for details.
And welcome back. Now let's get into the how-to part of today's episode and let's talk about how to cultivate the best in yourself. Okay, first, reflect. Taking time to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and behaviors is essential for personal growth. Self-reflection helps you become more aware of who you are, what matters to you, and where you want to improve. This gives you clarity and insight, allowing you to make more informed decisions about your life. Set aside quiet time each week to journal or simply think about what's working in your life and what isn't. Ask yourself questions like, am I living in a way that aligns with my values? This process helps you identify potential areas for growth and improvement. Next, be kind to yourself. Self-compassion is a crucial element of personal growth because it means acknowledging your imperfections without being overly critical. Consciously show yourself the same kindness and understanding you'd offer to a close friend. When you make a mistake or face a challenge, instead of being harsh on yourself, remind yourself that growth is a journey and that it's okay to stumble along the way, which encourages a healthier mindset and lets you focus on progress rather than perfection. Next, embrace your vulnerability. Being open and vulnerable is a powerful way to cultivate your personal growth because it allows you to connect more authentically with others and with yourself. You can do this by being completely honest about your feelings, even when it feels uncomfortable. Vulnerability is important because it encourages self-acceptance and the idea that it's okay to not have everything figured out. By letting go of the need to always appear strong or perfect to others and to yourself, you allow yourself the space to grow in a more honest and meaningful way. Okay, next, take responsibility for your choices. And that means owning your words and actions and the outcomes of them, regardless of whether they lead to success or failure. Taking responsibility empowers you to make changes where needed, and it fosters a sense of control over your life. Reflect on how your choices impact your current circumstances and accept the role you play in shaping your experiences, which helps you move away from blame and excuses, focusing instead on what you can learn and how you can grow. Next, stay true to your values. Our values are the core principles that guide our lives, and staying true to them keeps you aligned with what truly matters to you and gives your life more meaning and direction. Check in with yourself regularly to ensure that your actions and decisions reflect your values, and if not, then choose to refocus your energy on what matters to you. Living in alignment with your values leads to greater fulfillment and integrity, which helps you grow in a way that feels honest to who you are and who you are not. I covered values back in episode 138 if you'd like to explore that further. Okay, next, foster a positive mindset. As I've said many times in this show, your mindset shapes how you see the world and how you approach challenges. Consciously fostering a positive mindset helps you to see opportunities where others just see obstacles. Do this by practicing positive self-talk and choosing to actively focus on solutions rather than problems, which helps you stay optimistic and motivated, even during difficult times. A positive mindset not only makes it easier to overcome setbacks, but it also opens the door to new possibilities for your personal growth. Okay, next, seek out new experiences. Growth often happens when you step outside your comfort zone, and so seeking out new experiences is important because it challenges you to grow in ways you might not expect. Do this by trying something new, whether it's learning a skill, exploring a different culture, tapping into your creativity, taking on a task that pushes your limits, etc. It will help you develop resilience and adaptability, and each new experience adds to your toolkit of skills and knowledge, helping you become a more well-rounded and capable version of yourself. Next, prioritize your well-being. Your physical and mental health are the foundation for becoming your best self. Making your well-being a priority is essential because you can't grow or thrive when you're exhausted or overwhelmed. So, do this by making sure your daily routine includes activities that support your health, like regular exercise, healthy eating, and getting enough sleep. It also means taking care of your mental health, which could involve practicing mindfulness or setting boundaries to protect your energy. This helps you maintain the stamina and clarity you need to keep moving forward in a positive direction. For more tips on improving your well-being, check out episode 235. Okay, next, surround yourself with positive influences. So, the people you spend time with can have an enormous impact on your mindset and your personal growth. Choosing to surround yourself with positive and supportive people helps enormously because they encourage you and inspire you to be your best self. Be mindful of who you give your time and energy to. Choose to spend more time with those who uplift and challenge you in a healthy way, and less time with those who drag you down or try to prevent you from realizing your potential. This kind of conscious decision making about who you spend time with fosters an environment where you're much more likely to grow and develop because you're being supported and inspired by those around you. All right, next, nurture your passions. Your passions are a reflection of what brings you joy and fulfillment, and cultivating the best in yourself means making time to nurture those passions because they help you tap into your creativity and sense of purpose. Identify the activities that make you feel most alive and set aside regular time for them. Whether it's painting, writing, gardening, professional egg and spoon racing, interpretive dance combined with origami, whatever you enjoy can boost your overall well-being and give you a sense of achievement that carries over into other aspects of your life. Okay, next, be patient. Look, growth doesn't happen overnight, and patience is absolutely essential because it keeps you from becoming discouraged when progress feels slow. Remind yourself that growth is a process, not a race. And when you're faced with challenges or setbacks, take a step back, breathe, and focus on the small steps you can take rather than getting frustrated by how far you still have to go or what's out of your control. This practice helps you stay calm and focused, allowing for steady and more sustainable progress. If you tend to struggle with patience, check out episode 252 about how to overcome your impatience. Next, celebrate your uniqueness. Being authentic means embracing who you are, flaws and all, which allows you to live in a way that feels true to yourself instead of trying to fit into someone else's expectations. Do this by recognizing what makes you unique, whether it's your quirks, passions, or perspectives, and consciously celebrate it. This helps you build a strong sense of self-worth and confidence, which are essential for personal growth. When you fully accept and celebrate your authenticity, you're more likely to give yourself permission to make choices that align with your true values and desires, allowing you to really cultivate the best in yourself. Next, laugh at yourself. Learning to laugh at yourself is an underrated but powerful tool for growth because it encourages self-acceptance and reduces the pressure to be perfect all the time. Choose not to take yourself too seriously. When you make mistakes or have those awkward moments that we all have sometimes, find the humor in them instead of feeling embarrassed or frustrated. By laughing at yourself, you remind yourself that you're human and it's okay to be your true self, flaws and all. Laughing at yourself is a simple way to lighten the load and make your personal growth journey a bit less stressful. Okay, next, use your non-dominant hand. Alright, so here's an unusual one. Start using your non-dominant hand for everyday tasks like brushing your teeth or eating. This might sound weird, but it helps because it challenges your brain, improves focus, and builds new neural connections, all of which supports your overall personal growth. It's as simple as choosing the other hand during small tasks in your day. It's a simple way to remind yourself that growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone and try something different. Plus, it's a fun mental exercise that keeps your brain sharp. Okay, next, talk to yourself out loud. Some of the best conversations I have are between me, myself, and I, bearing in mind I work on my own from my home office. And talking to yourself may feel strange, but it's actually a great way to build self-awareness and clarity, because vocalizing your thoughts can make them feel more real and actionable. You can do this by simply narrating your thought process or giving yourself a pep talk when you're facing a challenge. It might feel a bit weird, but it's an easy way to keep yourself grounded and focused on what you're working towards. Plus, when you hear yourself speaking positively to yourself, it reinforces those ideas in your mind. Just remember to pick an appropriate time and place for this one. Trust me when I tell you that you're going to get looks if you do this one in the supermarket or on the train. I mean, it's definitely a great way to get a seat all to yourself. Okay, next, take a social media detox. A social media break is a fantastic way to clear your mind and focus on your personal growth without external distractions. I've been off my personal socials now for a couple of months and I'm loving it. It frees you from the constant comparison trap and being bombarded with news and opinions that you have no control over, and it lets you reconnect with yourself. Try setting specific times for a detox, whether it's a weekend or even just a few hours each day. During this time, consciously focus on activities that support your growth, like reading, journaling, or spending time outdoors. It's a simple but powerful way to reconnect with what's important to you without the noise and clutter of online life. Next, write a letter to your future self. I just did this an hour or so before writing this episode. I've recently started making YouTube videos again, which are also available on Spotify. It's linked in the episode description. And I wanted to remind myself in a couple of months about my reasons for coming back to YouTube and what my intentions are. You'll find that writing a letter to your future self can be a really meaningful way to reflect on your growth, because it encourages you to think about where you are now and where you want to be in the future. Try writing down your hopes and dreams and even the challenges you're currently facing and seal it away for a year or more. Or you can use an online service like futureme.org to email it to yourself in the future. When you open it later, you'll have a powerful reminder of how much you've grown and evolved, which can inspire continued growth moving forward. I do one of these to myself every year to read on my birthday, and it's really powerful stuff. Okay, next, schedule no agenda time. Sometimes the best growth happens when you give yourself space to simply be. Scheduling no agenda time allows you to rest and recharge without the pressure of having to achieve something. Try blocking out an hour or more each week where you have no specific plans. Just let yourself relax, or follow your curiosity, or explore whatever feels right in the moment. Downtime is essential for reflection and mental clarity, and it often leads to new insights that can fuel your personal growth in unexpected ways. Because when it comes to cultivating the best in yourself and your mental health, what it all boils down to is this. Cultivating the best in yourself is an ongoing journey, not a one-time destination. It's about embracing your growth, celebrating your progress, and giving yourself the space to evolve in your own way and your own time. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about aligning with your strengths, values, and passions, and living in a way that reflects the person you truly want to be. The choice is yours, as it is with all things related to your well-being. So, what choice will you make today? Each week I like to finish up by sharing a quote about the week's topic, and I encourage you to take a few moments to really reflect on it and consider what it means to you. This week's quote is by an unknown author, and it is, "It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves." Let me repeat that. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. All right, that's nearly it for this week. Support my show on Patreon for early access to ad-free episodes and more. You'll find it linked in the episode description. And let me know, how do you cultivate the best in yourself? If you're on Spotify, you can share in the comment section below. Otherwise, let me know on Instagram at LTA Mental Health, or comment on the transcript and show notes, which you can have delivered to your inbox each week. Sign up at ltamh.com or use the link in the episode description. And for more content, follow my other Instagram account, it's Jeremy Godwin. I'll talk to you next week for a new episode when I'll be talking about how to nurture your inner child and why it's one of the most important things you'll ever do for your well-being. That will be out on October 20. Hit follow on your podcast service and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Thank you very much for joining me today. Look after yourself and make a conscious effort to share positivity and kindness out into the world, because you get back what you put out. Take care and talk to you next time. Let's Talk About Mental Health is an independent program proudly produced by Reconnaissance Media.